No wonder the Delphic oracle of Apollo had named Socrates the wisest of the Greeks, and Euripides the wisest after him, and no wonder that the unerring instinct of Aristophanes comprised Socrates and Euripides in the same feeling of hatred, and saw in them the symptoms of a degenerate culture. It is true that they recanted that Euripides' last play, the Bacchae, is his surrender to Dionysus and the prelude to his suicide, and that Socrates in prison took to practicing the music of Dionysus to ease his conscience. Perhaps thus he had to ask himself, what is not intelligible to me is not therefore unreasonable. Perhaps there is a realm of wisdom from which the logician is banished. Perhaps art is even a necessary correlative of and supplement to science. But it was too late. The work of the logician and the rationalist could not be undone. Greek drama and Greek character decayed. The surprising thing had happened. When the poet and the philosopher recanted, their tendency had already conquered. With them ended the age of heroes and the art of Dionysus. But perhaps the age of Dionysus may return. Did not Kant destroy once and for all the theoretical reason and the theoretical man? And did not Schopenhauer teach us again the profundity of instinct and the tragedy of thought? And is not Richard Wagner another Aeschylus, restoring myths and symbols and uniting music and drama again in Dionysian ecstasy? Out of the Dionysian root of the German spirit, a power has arisen which has nothing in common with the primitive conditions of Socratic culture, namely German music, in its vast solar orbit from Bach to Beethoven, from Beethoven to Wagner. The German spirit has too long reflected passively the Apollonian art of Italy and France. Let the German people realize that their own instincts are sounder than these decadent cultures. Let them make a reformation in music as in religion, pouring the wild vigor of Luther again into art and life. Who knows but that out of the war throes of the German nation another age of heroes dawns, and that out of the spirit of music tragedy may be reborn. In 1872, Nietzsche returned to Basel, still weak in body, but with a spirit burning with ambition, and loath to consume itself in the drudgery of lecturing. I have before me work enough for 50 years, and I must mark time under the yoke. Already he was a little disillusioned with the war. The German Empire is extirpating the German spirit, he wrote. The victory of 1871 had brought a certain coarse conceit into the soul of Germany, and nothing could be more hostile to spiritual growth. An impish quality in Nietzsche made him restless before every idol, and he determined to assail this dulling complacency by attacking its most respected exponent, David Strauss. I enter society with a duel. Stendhal gave that advice. In the second of his well-named Thoughts Out of Season, Schopenhauer as educator, he turned his fire upon the chauvinistic universities. Experience teaches us that nothing stands so much in the way of developing great philosophers as the custom of supporting bad ones in state universities. No state would ever dare to patronize such men as Plato and Schopenhauer. The state is always afraid of them. He renewed the attack in The Future of Our Educational Institutions, and in The Use and Abuse of History, he ridiculed the submergence of the German intellect in the minutiae of antiquarian scholarship. Already in these essays, two of his distinctive ideas found expression: that morality, as well as theology, must be reconstructed in terms of the evolution theory, and that the function of life is to bring about not the betterment of the majority, who, taken as individuals, are the most worthless types, but the creation of genius, the development and elevation of superior personalities.
Here